tendency to go up. Okay, so we went ahead and pulled pricing today, and what we do when we do that is we go out to the marketplace and we basically shop all of your locations and compile them and determine and look at it in terms of savings against where you are right now. Okay, so basically is that what you have is that you have a scenario in which the actual, you're kidding me a little bit, I think, with regards to what the new numbers were, but it actually is about an $8,500 savings over where you are today. So we're actually catching it at a really, really good time to have the discussion around what we do with regards to your electricity.
And that's today's price. And actually, we don't have a line item on our agenda to make any decisions, so we would have to have a new price next month and a line item. So Howard, can you make sure that's a line item for us moving forward? And then
do we have to take action to terminate the current contract, or does it run out?
It just runs out. What happens is it runs out, and then it goes to a default situation if you don't have something else put into place. So there's nothing that we can do for us this evening. Hopefully is at this time next month is that things are as positioned as well as they are today, and then we'll just have to go at them.
Do you have anything you can provide us in advance before the meeting to kind of summarize what we need to do?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because I know for myself, not just a new board, it's frustrating sometimes to come into a meeting and we kind of get it and then we're supposed to decide upon it. So if there's any way we can get it, if we can get it,
kind of an instruction
in
a process of how it works, because generally what happens is, just so that you all are aware, is that y'all meet at night. Okay, so all the energy markets are closed at night. They close up at 4:30. So what ends up happening is that one person generally from the board gets assigned the responsibility of getting the contract put into place in the upcoming couple of days. That's generally speaking how it is that it works. So there's nothing mechanical that really happens at 7:30 at night on.
what he's asking though is, it would be nice a couple days, we put things in a Dropbox so that the commissioners can actually look at the stuff in the morning or the night before.
Right.
So if we had it a few days before the meeting, something that our office manager can put in our Dropbox that we can look at, then we're more prepared when we come to this meeting, because we're going to have 3 brand new commissioners.
Even a summary of the dollar savings and things like that, because I know there's at least one new board member who's not here tonight, so
absolutely.
he'd be here.
What we'll do, let's do this is that I'll put a summary of what the savings have been to date, and then a summary of what the prices look like on that day. But then the evening before we get together is that I'll pull it again, okay? Because what happens is this stuff literally changes on a twice a day in terms of what the prices actually do. But it'll give you a pretty good feel for what everything's going on with that works for you guys.
Because it would be good to have all the answers met that night so we can decide, as opposed to you having to go back. And that's all I'm thinking about.
That'd be fine. I'll make sure that I get all that over there to you if that works a couple of days in advance. Okay. Thank you all very much for the opportunity to be of service to you. Appreciate it.
Okay, the next item is to review and take action on the on plans and procedures to honor the department chief Mark Braswell, who passed away on May 16, 2014. I asked for this to be added to the agenda. I think also, unbeknownst to me, Kevin was also making the same request. I know that we don't have any policies or procedures in place to dedicate a building, and we've never done it in the past. And I think that based upon the fact that Mark was instrumental in the development of our communications, that the board take that necessary action to dedicate the communications or information center to dedicate it in Mark's name. And
Are we talking about dispatch, or what are we
Yeah,
talking?
dispatch.
Right, correct?
Well,
It's referred to as the dispatch center or information center. And I think that it would only be fitting that Mark never be forgotten, and the best way to not do that is to actually name the building that he would be most recognized for.
The reason I changed the way you want to phrase the agenda was to allow us to go through the process of developing. But I have no problem with you making a recommendation and for the fire department to also have input on this. But I would like the opportunity to be able to develop protocol in order to name a public building after anybody, and Mark is certainly something that we would want to consider. But you're right, there is a procedure, and this is a public building, the dispatch center, so I'd like the opportunity to formulate the process for it.
Okay.
So we would just need a motion for you to start formulating something so that we can move forward on whichever direction the board
Yeah, I mean,
chooses in
the way I
the
had
future.
phrased it was to take action on developing a process and form it to.
With the intent to name the building after Mark.
Right, any building for anybody, more or less, correct? To make a process? Is that what I'm hearing?
I think we have to have criteria. I mean, Mark was an outstanding individual, but this is, we're going down kind of uncharted territory here. And, we don't want to be getting requests to constantly, right, for.
Yeah, because I know, I've heard of talk of people in the past, and they wish they would do something for the people in the past. So we need to formulate something, because we're not sure what it means.
Okay, I would entertain a motion then to engage Howard to develop plans and procedures naming a public building.
I'll second that motion, or first that motion. Am I making the motion, or I'm seconding it?
Okay, you would actually be making the motion.
Okay.
It's been seconded. Okay. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, to review and take action on the Motorola radio system implementation. Do we have a report?
Motorola has the 300-foot tower is up at Station 1. The shelter was placed today, and the generator was placed today. Motorola is working on the permit for the electrical piece. Now that the shelter and the generator have been placed, the gas company will come out and survey the site to figure out what needs to be done for that. They wouldn't do it before anything had been set. There were 2 accidents that occurred when these things were happening, when they were placing the mats, the big wooden mats to bring in the concrete truck to lay the slab. They did not have someone on a tether line on and this was Friday, so it was very windy, and the wood mat ran into the building, the modular building that is there, and there's 2 holes about this size in it. We went and saw that on Friday morning. Motorola has I gave them the contact information for the company with the building, and they will have that panel replaced. And then today, when the building was being set, the crane cracked some concrete, and so when they pour the concrete for the steps, they will fix the concrete cracks.
Hard to do then, huh?
I'm sorry?
I said, this is hard to do then, huh?
Well, we put a building in the way, so yes. So, other than that, the position paper, the Motorola position paper, I have not heard anything back on. They did come pay respects at the funeral, so I don't think that they've been pushing any issues this week. So.
Okay, that concludes the report. Is there any questions from the board? Hearing none, we'll move on to review and take action on the approval of pay applications for phase 1 of Duratec construction.
What you got, Howard? What you got?
should also have a change order.
This, I assume, is the final pay
That's
request.
the final payout.
Phase number 17.
You get the change order for that as well?
John, you said it? That's it. I got it, sir.
Thank you.
Number 17? Payout 17.
Correct, it's the final payout. We did not use all the funds out of phase one, so you all have a change order sent over to y'all's office as well. And that cost saving was an amount of $38,000.
It's like 34.
So change order number 2?
$34,000.
That's when you come back to us.
Well, we're not paid out to the contractor. Pardon me? Correct.
No? Gail, have you been up there? No, you didn't.
That's cool.
Okay, I thought the same thing.
And so that will conclude phase one of construction.
That's okay, we have information.
Well, you could ask for substantial completion, and Mike, you said you wanted to get third-party
Right,
confirmation.
I wanted to have it acknowledged by the department that they were satisfied with the phase one. And all that has to do
Is
is,
this
that
payment,
just needs to acknowledge it.
is this payment number 17 conditioned on? Yeah, here, you can have this. Okay. I think for this payment, the substantial completion certification has to be made. And that's really a holdover from at least a month ago, because you wanted to get the fire department to sign off.
We've done our walks, but as far as from the fire department side, again, I know Scott, you've been involved heavily in project meetings and.
I don't think that there's really an issue. It's just putting, for lack of a better way to describe it, more fingerprints on the smoking gun. Okay. Scott, do you have a problem with acknowledging the completion of phase one?
No, I have no problem at all.
I didn't think so. Okay.
So we're not taking any action on this tonight, is that what I'm hearing?
Well, we do need a,
No, we can take action on payout number 17, because Mike received his confirmation at the fire department. He's okay with substantial.
Okay, and that was it, then, right? Okay, you want to make a motion, Mike?
Sure. Okay, now this is on phase one.
Phase one.
that's phase
That's
one,
right,
correct.
correct.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and make the motion to go ahead and authorize payment for the completion of phase one.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Motion
Is
passes.
this releasing the 5% payment also?
That releases everything out, correct.
Okay. Next item is to review and take action on the approval of pay applications for phase two for Durotech construction projects.
In the checks that I presented to you, there was pay estimate number 3 for phase 2 for $274,886.13.
And where are we going to find that? Anybody know?
It's check 6260 in my report.
And as far as phase two, station number 2 is complete. We will be walking that facility. The administration building, it's right at completion. We anticipate that being done here in the next week or so. Station 3, 6, and 11 will be up next. So we continue mobilizing and demoing currently over at station 3 and 11. So we'll take up those 3 stations next.
Okay. Motion to approve, is there a second? There's a second, any discussion? The only thing that I request is that if the work is going to be signed off before June the 1st, then I'll need authorization to sign it. If not, then the next president will need authorization to sign it.
Can't be a Jennifer.
And I request that again, the fire department acknowledge the substantial completion of, or that they approve at this payment.
So that would be before the board meeting or at the board meeting?
When you go in and they're reviewing to take action on approval of a pay application, okay, and from what I understand, that pay is based upon the partial work being completed. My request is that the fire department sign off on that as an acceptable acceptance of the work that's been performed and being billed for. Up until June the 1st, I would still sign off on that pay application. If after that, then the next president will have to sign it.
Correct.
You want to sign it, get to work.
We won't have it. We will have it for the next meeting.
Okay.
There's no way to have it.
Okay. Next item on the agenda then is to what? Oh, I'm sorry. I'll call for the vote. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, next item then is to receive and take action on the report from the Joiner Architects regarding Station 9.
This is more or less for more information. Not really asking for a motion this evening. We'll go through the, again, we've gone through several of these, again, we looked at it last month. Station 9 site, again.
Ricardo, I don't want to cut this short, but in light of the fact that unless there is a motion that needs to be made for this evening's meeting, I'm going to request that we table your information until the new board is seated.
Okay, can I add that?
Yeah. Go ahead, because.
Well, I'll just add that as far as the mud, they would require us to actually have a presentation and a request from the board to engage that issue.
Because we had.
A committee was created.
Correct, for Bob.
Well, there's letters that have been written, maybe left, but letters have been written to maybe Billy.
Well, I spoke to Wizard 145's attorney, and she didn't want to take any action on it until this board does not meet on a regular schedule quarterly. Yeah, and so she asked that either the ESD or the department or somebody send her a basic letter outlining what you would like to do. Purchase the land, lease the land, tear down, build and all that. So I'm assuming that's what Amy did. And send it to her. She would review it and ask that if the board wanted to consider it, they put it on their agenda and have somebody come and give them a presentation.
So do you know when their meeting is scheduled?
I don't know right now.
Okay, so we need that, that's an Amy question we need to ask Mr.
Well, I'll know as soon as they set a meeting. The problem is they meet quarterly to semi-annual, so, you know, because we do the books, so when I get an agenda, I'll call you. The attorney, I asked her when she thought they'd meet again, and she said, I don't know. So they must not have too much on.
Wait till they have enough
to
stuff.
do. Yeah.
Right.
So,
So like I said, just for informational purposes.
Okay. Next is to review and take action on the revisions of the district awarding capital budgets pursuant to quarterly reallocations and other matters.
19.
I'm sorry. I'm out of order. To receive a status report on implementation of the contract matters concerning transition team and force action plan, including department's compliance with the action plans and review of the service agreement.
This is on us. They delivered a report last month saying that they complied with all of the terms and conditions of the agreement to lead us into the extension. And Bob and I were designated to review that, and we haven't yet. But I think we're trying, in our phone call, we're trying to set it up for next week to be able to give the department a definitive answer of the committee that we think they did, we think they did.
And I wanted to be a part of that conversation since I was part of the transition team and I'm still part of it. So, if you throw dates, I don't know if I can make it or not because I'm cleaning out a house, but if you can do that, I would appreciate it.
And I would
Just
just
so we
request that
look
we
at
do
it
this
to-
sooner than later. You know, we rushed and fulfilled our obligation. We would like some
I would then entertain a motion that the committee meet prior, within the next 2 weeks to complete this particular action.
I'll make that motion. In a second.
So, okay, that's been moved and seconded.
Have to be next week.
No, we're planning to do it next week. And just, no offense, was Suzanne on the committee?
I wasn't taken off of it. I was taken off a bunch of others, but that one was never named.
Yeah, I don't recall.
It was a thing.
No, the motion was that Bob and I would do it. I'm happy to have Suzanne do it. I just want to make sure it complies with what the previous motion.
Any commissioner can sit in on any meeting regarding department business.
Thank you.
To review and take action on the revisions, excuse me. Okay, we're good. To